Welcome. Today we are going to talk about world top 5 programming languages that I think you should learn in 2020. Now the technologies have changed much as compared to the previous year, so we'll be discussing the top 5 programming languages you should learn in 2020 along with their path followed and average salaries of each language developer in United States. These languages offer many job opportunities, so it will be easier for you to grab a job and be happy. There is a Christmas gift for you by the end of this video. So let's begin. Getting straight into the number 5 programming language. Number 5, Java. Amazing programming language that a lot of people know. This language is greatly being used in Android development these days. If you want to make an application that can be available on Play Store on Android devices and people having Android devices can download it and use it, and you want to make income through it, then you should start learning Java today for a successful Android development career. When I started programming, I researched on different languages and found that Java is a kind of old programming language and has lost its scope. In 2019, it had a decrease in its popularity because it has a rival on its way, which is Kotlin. It's a modern programming language and an enemy for Java. But I came to know that Java is still on its way because many big tech companies are still using Java for their projects. So if you learn Java, you will have more job opportunities as we compare it with Kotlin. There are many people in the world who know Java and can answer your questions. There are many courses available on the internet for Java. And if you learn Java, you can pick any other language very easily. Average salary of a Java developer is $104,000 per year in the United States, according to Indeed.com. Proceeding towards number 4 language. Number 4, Golang. A quite nice language which you're gonna see rising in its popularity this year according to my personal prediction. This beginner friendly language is very easy to learn. Now Golang is pretty much popular at the backend services. This modern language has many applications in backend services like chat apps, websites, and server development. It also has applications in microservices and in creating Docker containers. Golang was quite popular last year and was one of the most in-demand programming languages. And you're gonna see it rising more in popularity this year. If you love to code at backend side and making backend applications, then give Golang a go. Many big tech companies like Google, Adobe, and Dell are in search for Golang developers and offering high salaries. Average salary of a Golang developer is $109,000 per year in the United States, according to Indeed.com. Moving towards the third on my top 5 list. Number 3, Swift. Swift is an iOS development language. This modern language is developed by Apple Inc. It is a fact that getting to iOS development is a challenge for new programmers, that they should have a MacBook and have to pay a membership fee equal to $100 per year. But it's still a truth that when you make an app and publish it on Apple Store, you can make huge profit and can make passive income because there is less competition in iOS development. Swift is also pretty easy to learn and has many tutorials available across the internet. If you ever wish to create an app and publish it to Apple Store, and people having Apple devices like iPhones can download it and use it, and you can make passive income through it, then the Swift language is for you. Go pick Swift language and start learning it today. Even if it's a challenge for you, you can still get high salary jobs and even can freelance in it. If we look at the Google Trends, we can see that Swift is not growing much in popularity aspect because it has some enemies like Dart and Flutter, React Native, and other handful of languages. But it's a stable language, has not been losing its popularity for years. Average salary of a Swift iOS developer is $124,000 per year in United States according to Indeed.com. Before moving towards the language number 2, I want to convey an important message to all of you guys. Actually, I want to tell you about SQL language. SQL is a database coding language. If you are any kind of developer, especially a web developer, you need to store data somewhere, For this purpose, you use databases. And in order to interact with those databases, you need to code in a database coding language, which is SQL. For example, if you have an Instagram profile or an Instagram post or even the video uploads on YouTube or even your comments are stored on databases using the SQL language. Whatever kind of programmer you are, full stack, backend, you should not just focus on programming languages, but also learn some extent of SQL too. You can even get a job as expert SQL developer. Now moving towards the number 2 on my top 5 list. Number 2, JavaScript. An ultimate web development language. A very popular programming language with a lot of frameworks including React Native, Vue.js, Angular, Node. Different frameworks are for different purposes. iOS development, Android development, desktop development. Almost everything is done in JavaScript using different frameworks. JavaScript is still getting more popular. In Google Trends, the JavaScript is on number 2 in popularity. You can use JavaScript in front-end, full stack, or in back-end development. Many big tech companies are using JavaScript for their different projects proudly and hiring JS developers. Instagram, Airbnb, and Reddit are among those big tech companies. Freelancing is also very common these days in JavaScript. JavaScript is on number 1 in job opportunities. So if you don't want to worry about jobs in future, go learn JavaScript. Average salary of a JavaScript developer is $114,000 per year in United States according to Indeed.com. Finally, ultimately, the number 1 programming language. Which one? Number 1, Python. Python is on number 1 in my top 5 list of 2020. This beginner-friendly language has a very easy syntax. You can do more work in less time by coding less lines of code. Python is a general-purpose programming language. Different career paths are followed by Python. You can even develop websites and web applications in Python using its frameworks like Django. Data science and machine learning are also the reasons of Python being so much popular in programming world. When people ask me, why did you learn Python? I answer, a lot of fun. It is the most popular language according to Google Trends, and its popularity is still increasing. But because there are more people knowing Python, unfortunately, it is on the second number in job opportunities after the number 1, which is JavaScript. Also, it's now being used in automation techniques too. Companies like Google is using Python, and even NASA uses Python. So you have still many job opportunities. Freelancing is the most common in Python, and Python is the best choice for machine learners and data scientists. Quick pause. This video is somehow sponsored by me. How? Actually, I gave myself some money to tell this in the video. Look, if you want to learn Python, then start it today by learning through my Instagram profile. Actually, I am creating Python tutorials on my Instagram profile and going hard with it. So if you want to learn Python through my Instagram profile by my Python tutorials, start it now by clicking on the link available in the description. So check it out. Average salary of a Python developer is $120,000 per year in United States according to Indeed.com. Now it's time. Being your brother or friend, I should give you a Christmas or a New Year gift, right? So, as a gift, I will tell you another language. That language would be great to learn for a brighter future. On my prediction, a present, Dart. Dart is a modern programming language used in mobile development, both iOS and Android developments. Companies hire Dart and Flutter programmers because it is easier for them to have two applications, iOS and Android, by hiring just one team of programmers, and it is easier to have two applications with a single code base. Actually, Dart is not much popular these days, but according to my personal prediction, it will be more popular in the future. Alright, so if you want to go in Android development, learn Java. For backend development, an easy language is Golang. For iOS development, learn Swift. And to interact with databases, go with SQL. And to develop websites and web applications, go with JavaScript. And to go in machine learning and automation and data science and web development, go with Python. And for a brighter future, learn Dart language. And guys, I want to say that these languages are my recommendations based on my research, but they are my opinions in general. So make any decision based on your research. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like and subscribe, and I hope I'll meet you in my next video.